Hello, beautiful people. Thank you so much for tuning in, watching, and listening. This is going to be the mid-February 2023 reading for the zodiac sign of Sagittarius. As always, my readings are very intuitive, so I'll provide you with any intuitive messages they receive as well as the meaning of the tarot cards. I do, however, recommend you check out your sun, moon, and rising just to get a full picture of everything that's going on for you this month. And if you haven't done so already, please do subscribe to my YouTube channel. When you subscribe, that helps me greatly, and you'll be notified when I post new content. But let's go and jump in and get started. In column number 1, we're going to take a look at what's wrapping up and coming to a close, so last few weeks or month. Column number 2, we're going to take a general look at what's coming for the remainder of February. We're also going to do a money column, a love column, and in the 5th and final column, we're going to do a message from our future self or spirit guides. We'll also do 3 yes or no questions, a crystal of the month, and a healing note for you. But back to column number 1, what's wrapping up and coming to a close, pulling a quick summary card here. We have the card, I am a warrior. Interesting. We haven't seen this one in a long time, Sagittarius. But definitely something you've been fighting for, something you've been pushing for. This is could be an indicator too that things have been challenging in your ability to overcome and push through. But just truly shows how strong you are, how capable you are, how committed you are. Let's see though what cards we have coming underneath here. What's wrapping up and coming to a close. Sorry, my voice sounds a little off today. I'm fighting a cold, Sagittarius. Okay, first up we have the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords is a very gossipy card, kind of a card of drama. So you could have come across some drama, some gossip, some water cooler talk. It's kind of like rumors. Typically, I try and tell people to stay away from it when you can. This can also be finding out the truth though, so perhaps you did get some information or find out truth through that gossip, through that drama, through those rumors, whatever it may have been. The next card that we have is the Queen of Coins or the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is a very resourceful card. This is about using your resources in the appropriate way, and again, this is past tense, so I would say you've done a pretty good job of that, Sagittarius. This is about spending your time, money, energy in the appropriate places. This can also be a card of fertility, so perhaps some fertility news, or this is a very domestic card, so a really good card for relationships. So possibly a new relationship, a new friendship, but definitely a very strong relationship card. Can also be like engagement or marriage as well too. At the bottom here we have the Chariot. The Chariot's a card of being on a journey. It's a card of action, a card of change. Again, being on that journey. It can also be a card of a new vehicle. So perhaps some of you got a new vehicle in these last few weeks. But I do feel like you're kind of in this transformation period. You really are going forward. Some of you might not feel like you know where you're going. Like you know you're making progress, but you don't know where you're going. And that's okay with the Chariot too. So let's take a look though and see what other messages we have here. First up we have the Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups is a card. Oftentimes when I see this it's really busy, but there's something going on in each of these cards. Going back to this gossip, this drama, I feel like you were getting a lot of different stories. And it's kind of hard to dissect the information and know which one is real, so just keep that in mind. There was so much different information, so many different versions of the story here, Sagittarius. Up next we have the Knight of Swords. If you look at this card, both the horse and rider are moving very quickly. This indicates a fast-paced lifestyle change, so some sort of change. Again, that could be that relationship, that could be fertility news, definitely a quick change for you there. This could be a change though in your spending. This could be a change in who you've been spending time with. Remember the Queen of Coins is very resourceful, so this is indicating perhaps some change in your resources, but it feels for the better. So it's like maybe this is like setting a new budget or a new savings goal for yourself, or again a new relationship, a change in the better that way. At the bottom here, we have the Ten of Swords, or excuse me, the Ten of Wands. This is a card of stress, exhaustion, having too many burdens. As you go forward on this journey with the Chariot, we need to make sure that we are not carrying all of the baggage. I guess know when to put things down, when to leave things and just move forward onto something new. That's the message I'm getting there. Like again, you're carrying perhaps too much baggage at this exact moment. So just be aware of that, cognizant of it, Sagittarius. Okay, now let's move on to our next column, which is anything coming for the remainder of February. We have the card, I feel grateful. Feeling grateful is probably one of the best things you can do. Even just repeating this affirmation, I feel grateful. There's something about being grateful that raises our frequency and raises our energy significantly. So it's like one of the best mood enhancement. Those that feel grateful are so much happier. They are more on the receiving end. Anyways, so I would definitely recommend repeating this towards yourself. But I do think there will be something that you will actually be grateful for too. You don't even have to just tell yourself that. There should be something coming up here that you'll be feeling really grateful for. Okay, at the top here we have the Eight of Coins or the Eight of Pentacles. This is going to be a card of mastering your craft, enjoying your employment. I always tell people this is work smarter, not harder too, so do make sure you're being efficient. One thing I'll say with the Eight of Coins, when I see this card, I really like it because it's like you've put in the hard work. So now you are going to receive based on the hard work that you put in. So definitely that could be what you're grateful for, but it's like your hard work is paying off here. The next card that we have is the Ten of Coins or the Ten of Pentacles. This is a card of leaving a legacy, so definitely long-term energy there. It could also be a card of retirement. Congratulations for those of you that are retiring. This could also be like a lump sum of money or an inheritance. So again, more things to be grateful for. Two nice money cards there lined up in a row there for you. And at the bottom here we have the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords is an indicator of having to make a decision. So just be aware there's going to be a pretty significant decision. I'm just going to venture to say that it's financial given this lineup as well. Lots of money energy coming through here in this column. Okay, in terms of clarifiers, first up we have the Strength card. The Strength card is a card of self-love, unconditional love, self-respect. It's a card of courage. Again, this is reaping the benefits of your hard work. I do think there could be, in addition to money, some new opportunity coming here. So this is a reminder to be very brave. Have the courage to pursue this opportunity. The next card that we have is the Judgment card. Sagittarius, the Judgment card is a card that's always favorable for you. With the Judgment card, this is a card of clarity. It's a card of making a decision. Again, there is a decision card coming up, and again, we were saying it should be related to money. I'm going to stand by that. Perhaps that's a decision to retire. Perhaps it's what you do with the lump sum of money, what you do with this inheritance, but it does seem like there's some sort of financial decision coming for you. Make sure you have all the information you need before making any decisions. At the bottom here we have the Two of Pentacles. Again, anytime we have two of something on a card, it is a card of making a decision. So be prepared for whatever this decision is. With the Two of Pentacles, it's really important that you weigh your options. You can see on this card, this person's holding something in each hand, weighing the options. So do make sure that you're weighing your options there. Okay, now let's take a look at our next column. We're going to start off with a quick money card. It says, select an amount of money to count daily. The amount isn't important. As you count, visualize the amount you wish to manifest and how you will treat yourself with that money in the future. So in this column, we're going to talk about anything related to money. Think job, career, finances, businesses you run, investments you have, whatever you associate with money here, Sagittarius. First, we have the Emperor. The Emperor is very much so a long-term card. So I like to see that. This is future focused. This is making moves for the future. So I would say in general, we're making good money moves, good career moves. We're setting ourselves up well for the future with the Emperor. This is also a card of leadership. So some of you could be serving in a leadership role or be moving into a leadership role. This is also a card of respect too. I feel like you're in a position where you're feeling valued and respected in your career. That's always a good thing because sometimes we don't feel appreciated. Sometimes we don't feel respected. The next card that we have is the Star card. The Star card is a card of renewal, hope, inner clarity. One thing I want to call out is we have this big star in the background, and this is like being recognized. This is being in the spotlight. So in addition to being respected and valued, I do think that you'll be highlighted, you'll be recognized. And at the bottom here we have the Seven of Pentacles. This is a card of patience, hard work, delayed success. Be prepared for something to perhaps take a little bit longer than it usually would this month. Some sort of delay here at the bottom. Doesn't mean it's not going to be successful. Just keep in mind it'll be delayed success, so moving a little bit slower than we would have liked it to. For our clarifiers, first up we have the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords is a card of heartbreak, divorce, loss, depression. What I'm hearing here is separation. There's going to be some sort of separation. Perhaps this is interesting. You could be getting a new leader, connecting back to that Emperor and the leadership meaning. You could be getting a new leader. Somehow you're being separated, or maybe your team will be separated from you if you're a leader. It just seems like there's some sort of change coming in terms of leadership, so just be aware of that. The next card that we have is the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is typically a love card, but it is a card of proposal and partnership, so very relationship focused. And this makes sense though, because this would be a new relationship, because we do have the separation of a relationship coming in. So some sort of new leader, some sort of new team, some sort of new relationship coming here. And at the bottom we have the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is very reliable, very patient. Continue to work hard, continue to be heads down, continue to push forward. We have two cards saying patience, two cards saying delay, so just keep that in mind. A little bit of delay on something for whatever, something you expected to go a little bit quicker but will be delayed. Okay, now let's move on to our next column, which is anything related to love. A little quick love note to start with. It says surrender. At times we must surrender the old before something new can enter into our lives. Let go and all will work out. So in this column we're going to talk about anything related to love, family, friends, relationship, children, marriage, whatever you associate with love here, Sagittarius. Starting at the top, we have the Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands is a card of feeling like you need to protect yourself against something. Feeling like there's competition. This is interesting. This really seems to apply for those of you that are in a new relationship. Perhaps there's like an ex that's still around or could be causing issues. I just really feel like you're having to defend and fight for this relationship at this point. We're going to clarify this. But that's the message coming through there. The next card that we have is the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords is a card of theft, betrayal, dishonesty. And this is sometimes like wanting to move away from the relationship. I almost feel like there was something that happened and now perhaps that's what you're having to defend. Like people are like, oh, why are you still with them when blah blah happened? We're of course going to clarify this, but it's like, or maybe they're trying to defend their actions to you. Again, we'll clarify, but it's like something happened and now it's being defended. At the bottom we have the Hierophant. The Hierophant is a very traditional card. It's a very conventional card. It's a card of expectations, a card of conformity. It's almost like, in terms of conformity, is this something we can get over, something we can get past? Let's take a look here a little bit further. The first card that we have is the Wheel of Fortune. For those of you that have watched my readings before, you know I love the Wheel of Fortune. It's one of my favorite cards in the entire deck. It is an indicator of a turning point. Also an indicator of good luck or good fortune. So this could be like, again, it's like, are we going to move past this thing that happens? I think you could. Like I said, it seems like there's a turning point. something did happen, but it's like we're able to move past it and stop defending it, stop protecting it, stop having to justify it. That's what's coming up here. So the turning point does seem positive. The next card that we have is the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles is a card of desire for long-term security. You really need to be thinking, Sagittarius, about what you want long-term and see if this is fitting in or not fitting in. And that's kind of like the decision point there. Is this what you want long-term? And perhaps, again, the question is this something that can be moved past? At the bottom here, we have the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles is very patient. It could take some time to work through this. That's the message that I'm getting. Again, it's like, do we conform or not? But it's going to take some time to find that answer. Okay, now let's take a look at our fifth and final column, which is a message from our future self or spirit guides. Pulling a quick summary card here. We have the card, I feel loved. This is wonderful. You are very much so loved, Sagittarius, by those around you. Self-love. But there should be something that happens in the remainder of this month that really, truly makes you feel loved. But always such a good affirmation regardless. Again, this will be a message that you can take into the end of the month with you. Let's see what we're working with here. First up, we have the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords is a card of anxiety, grief, depression. This can be a card of worry. On the traditional tarot deck, there's like a person sitting up in bed, so it's like something that's bothering you to the point where it's keeping you awake at night. The next card that we have is the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands is a card of keeping and maintaining boundaries. I think you do need to set a boundary in the sense of like how much time, how much thought you give to something, and almost have boundaries in that sense. Like, we can't think about this all the time. We can't think about this all night. So do be thinking about boundaries in that sense. The next card that we have is, again, another card of worry. We have our Five of Coins, which has a lot of different meanings. But again, this is something that we're worried about. And you need to like set a boundary with yourself and say, okay, I can't worry about this anymore. Let's see what other messages I can give you here. First up, we have the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups is a card of low feelings. It's loss, regret, grief. Again, that kind of worry, that kind of anxious. Something is really bothering you. But we need to like set a clear boundary with ourselves that we can't keep worrying about this. We can't keep feeling this way. We can't keep thinking about this. The next card that we have is the Tower card. The Tower card is a card of unwanted change. It's like we plan for A, B, C, and D, E, F happens. So maybe there's an event that happens that's now really bothering us. But again, we have to think about what's in our circle of control and how we respond to it. Perhaps that's that boundary too, is like, we can't change this, so we need to think about moving forward. And at the bottom here, we have the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups is a card of moving on, just that. So we have our Eight of Cups stacked so nicely here, but yet the person is still moving on. So we need to figure out how to move forward from this point, how we can get away from these feelings, and accept what happened and move forward. Okay, now let's take a look at, I'm going to give you the opportunity to ask 3 yes or no questions. We're going to use our Gypsy Witch fortune telling deck. If you don't have 3 questions in mind, you can pause the video and think of them really quick, Sagittarius. But for question number 1, we have the 3 of Hearts. This is number 1 card. That's going to be a yes. Question number 2 is the 8 of Hearts. This is number 36 card. That's going to be a yes. And question number 3 is the 10 of Hearts. This is number 7 card. That's going to be a yes. So yeses all the way across the board. If you watched your video earlier this month, we did pull a card from our Healing Stones deck. This is a crystal to keep with you through the month of February. You have Carnelian, which is good for urge of discovery. Vitality gives you courage and helps handle everyday challenges with ease. Last but not least, we're going to pull a card from our Healing Notes deck. Your healing note says, endurance is one of the most difficult disciplines, but victories comes to those who endure. Okay, Sagittarius, thank you so much for tuning in, watching, and listening. Please do like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how this video resonates with you. Again, subscriptions help me greatly, and you'll be notified when I post new content. I did also include my Venmo in the comments box if you'd like to make a donation. But thank you so much, Sagittarius, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your February.